Caitlin Clark is now scheduled to play some golf.
That Caitlin Clark is going back to the LPGA golf tour.
So Caitlin Clark has officially taken the golf course from the basketball court to the golf course. And of course, there has been much attention around said
Caitlin, that could be it. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Caitlin! Right from the hole. 6 inches away! No! Caitlin!
Something completely unexpected just shook the sports world, and it revolves around Caitlin Clark. In just one weekend, she managed to pull attention away from the Wnba and place herself squarely in the spotlight in a way no one saw coming. This wasn't a quiet branding move or a low-risk partnership. It was daring, strategic, and it blindsided leagues, athletes, and media alike. At the LPGA, she wasn't treated like just another guest. She became the headline attraction. The reaction was electric. Fans were buzzing non-stop. Insiders were caught off guard, and some players didn't even bother hiding their frustration. Wnba Wilson's name has been popping up, with reports suggesting she's not thrilled about the sudden attention shift.
Angel Reese and other WNBA veterans were watching closely too, torn between admiration for the moment and annoyance at how rapidly Clark continues to rise. This isn't just a sports story, it feels like a real-time shift in power, and Clark is at its center. The spark? Her appearance at the Annika Sorenstam event, one of the most exclusive celebrity golf weekends. The LPGA didn't just send her an invite, they structured the entire weekend around her presence.
Biggest news this past week is the LPGA event that Caitlin Clark will be golfing in. Now, we heard about this a couple months ago and fans were stoked. They were going to be so excited to see Caitlin Clark on a golf course. However, the event was not planning on televising the event. They weren't planning on live streaming the event. But since the thousands of emails from angry fans that they could not watch Caitlin Clark, since they have gotten all of those emails, they have now changed their tune. And now you guys can tune in.
She teamed up with Nelly Korda, the world's top-ranked golfer, and instantly became the center of attention. High-profile interviews, non-stop social media coverage, it was as if she'd been part of the tour all along. Crowds trailed her from hole to hole, chanting her name relentlessly. Media outlets that normally skip women's golf couldn't look away, filming every moment. The event wasn't even supposed to be televised, but fan demand forced the LPGA to broadcast it nationally. Ratings spiked immediately, and hashtags like Kiyoshwa Caitlin Clark, Clark LPGA, and Thwara Clark Effect were trending worldwide within hours. Sources close to the situation say Caitlin Clark's deal is worth around $8 million over 2 years. And that's not just for appearances, it reportedly includes brand partnerships, crossover promotions, and even a short-form documentary project with a major streaming platform. The wildest part? She walked into all of this with zero competitive golf experience. She showed up, captured the spotlight, and walked out with leverage most athletes spend years chasing. While Caitlin was racking up headlines and winning fans, the vibe back in the WNBA wasn't exactly serene. Reports say Wnba Wilson struggled with the shift in attention behind closed doors, venting to trusted allies about how Caitlin was scoring golf deals while she still fights for endorsement recognition in basketball. No names were publicly mentioned, but fans didn't need a guide to know who she meant. Social media quickly lit up with pushback, people telling her to stop complaining, reminding everyone that Caitlin didn't take anything away from anyone. She simply played the game smarter. Some even joked that expanding her shooting range might be more productive than worrying about someone else's golf swing. Other WNBA players reportedly felt overshadowed and reacted emotionally. A few even blocked Caitlin on social media. Not out of malice, just frustration at the attention she was receiving. Meanwhile, Caitlin stayed silent, avoided the drama, and kept signing deals, letting results speak louder than words. This is the blueprint of modern sports fame. Caitlin Clark isn't confined to basketball anymore. She's branching into golf, fashion, media, tech, and branding. Every venture she touches sees a surge in numbers, sponsors line up, and fans stay glued to the story, watching her rise in real time. The LPGA recognized the opportunity immediately, and they weren't going to let it slip.
Playing with world #1 Nelly Korda on your first 9. And
yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, that you're playing with Annika Sorenstam on the back 9. So
yeah, I think I'm just excited, honestly. I'm not a professional golfer by any means, so I think just having fun and like getting to be with, you know, 2 of the best to, you know, probably ever play this game. It's super fun and special for me. Like, I'm a fan of both of them, but a fan of, you know, all the women on this tour. I think it's absolutely incredible.
Caitlin Clark wasn't treated like some novelty act or a fleeting crossover experiment. The LPGA positioned her as a rare marketing phenomenon, something you don't see every day. Meanwhile, the WNBA still seems to be figuring out how to handle the enormous spotlight their own star now commands. This isn't Caitlin's first time stealing the scene. During last season's WNBA finals, she was trending online more than the championship team itself. Fans joked that she was keeping the league relevant almost single-handedly through her social media alone. Now she's doing it again, but this time it's happening entirely off the court, and the tension is mounting. The drama isn't limited to Wnba Wilson. Sources say Angel Reese reportedly reached out to teammates to vent, frustrated that Caitlin continues to dominate headlines while players with MVPs and titles often get overlooked. Nothing was ever made public, but fans quickly picked up on the vibe. Online, lines were drawn, some sided with Reese, others defended Clark, but everyone recognized one undeniable fact. Caitlin's ability to command attention across sports is unmatched right now. What's happening isn't just rivalry, it's a real-time shift in how women's sports are branded. The LPGA didn't have to manufacture hype or force a story. They leaned fully into Caitlin's presence and let her star power do all the work.
Even if you're not a diehard women's basketball fan, you just want to be in the ecosystem because you kind of feel like you're watching history unfold. And that kind of a feel is what's driving so much of the positivity around the women's basketball game. And of course, that's carrying through to the Gainbridge and her participation in the Annika at this penultimate event of the LPGA season. The great part about this whole story is that it is a rising tide, if you will, that lifts pretty much every single boat out there.
Ratings soared, sponsors lined up, and fans stayed glued to every moment of the event. In the WNBA, reactions were mixed. Some veterans openly showed signs of envy, others quietly aired grievances, and a few tried to downplay what Caitlin was accomplishing. Caitlin never said a word, and she didn't need to. Every appearance, every social post, every contract she signed sent the same clear message. She's not taking attention from anyone. She's creating more of it. Leagues, brands, and fans are following her lead, whether they like it or not. Cross-sport visibility has quietly become Caitlin Clark's signature strategy. She's no longer confined to one lane. Basketball opened the door, but now golf, charity events, and even soccer appearances are all in play. Sources close to the industry hint at upcoming collaborations with major brands like Nike and tech giants like Apple. Think blended sports events, celebrity tournaments, and global ambassador roles, far beyond a single league. Caitlin is redefining what a modern sports star looks like. Fans are completely captivated. Online communities are split. Some criticize Wnba Wilson and Angel Reese, pointing to jealousy, while others praise Caitlin for bringing energy and attention wherever she goes. Debates erupt constantly, speculation spreads fast, and engagement feels automatic. Every post sparks a conversation. Every appearance generates another wave of reactions. The numbers tell the story. Caitlin's LPGA weekend triggered massive engagement across platforms. Merchandise sold out in record time. Clips and interviews circulated within hours. Even fans who had never followed golf before suddenly tuned in to watch Nelly Korda, simply because Caitlin was paired with her. This is brand influence in action, and Caitlin is driving it effortlessly. For the LPGA, the formula is clear. Bring Caitlin into the mix, and momentum follows.
It's not just women's sports, right, Rich? It's just sports in general. I mean, it's a generational impact that we're witnessing right now, and that's the reason why so many millions of people have tuned in to just
The WNBA is still coming to terms with what this level of stardom really means. Wnba Wilson and Angel Reese aren't just reacting emotionally, they're confronting a reality where performance alone no longer guarantees attention. Today, visibility, branding, and cross-sport influence are the true currency. And Caitlin Clark recognized that early and acted fast. While others let frustration show, either publicly or behind closed doors, Caitlyn stays silent and keeps building. In a world where the spotlight amplifies every hesitation, even a pause gets magnified. Fans debate, dissect, and gossip nonstop. And every conversation only strengthens Caitlyn's reach. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Insiders say other leagues are watching her closely. Soccer, tennis, and entertainment-driven sports are reportedly exploring partnerships. Global ambassador roles, streaming projects, and multi-brand endorsement deals could be coming sooner than anyone expected. Meanwhile, Wilson and Reese face a real test. If they don't adapt, they risk being left behind in a rapidly evolving landscape. Caitlyn's control over attention, influence, and revenue is redefining expectations for women athletes everywhere. In today's social media era, attention equals leverage, and leverage translates into money, both of which Caitlyn handles effortlessly. Fans remain divided. Some defend Wilson, pointing to her decorated resume as proof of deserved recognition. Others support Caitlyn, applauding her ability to bring fresh eyes to every sport she touches. Both sides are right, but what stands out is Caitlyn's clean approach. She tells her own story, dominates headlines, and expands influence without getting pulled into online drama. Every quiet move sparks speculation, keeping her presence unavoidable. There's a psychological angle too. Caitlyn's rise acts as a mirror for Wilson and Reese, showing what's possible while exposing gaps in branding and visibility strategies. Locker rooms reportedly feel tense, interviews carry subtle tension, and even league meetings have an edge. Yet Caitlyn never responds publicly. That silence is deliberate, creating intrigue, driving conversation, and keeping her multiple steps ahead. Zoom out, and it's clear she's doing more than landing endorsements or breaking records. Caitlyn Clark is redefining how women's sports are marketed. Leagues are learning fast that raw talent alone no longer guarantees attention. Platform-wide visibility is the real battleground, and the LPGA recognized it immediately. By placing Caitlyn front and center, they didn't just feature her, they transformed her presence into unstoppable momentum. Viewership soared, brand interest skyrocketed, and fans stayed engaged from start to finish. Meanwhile, the WNBA is still figuring out how to handle a star this dominant. The truth is, stars don't steal the spotlight, they grow it, and Caitlyn Clark has made that perfectly clear. Speculation about her next move is intensifying. Industry insiders suggest she could soon be representing multiple arenas at once. From global campaigns to charity showcases and crossover events blending sports and entertainment, nothing seems out of reach. Rumors point to deals that combine ambassador roles, original streaming projects, and exclusive sponsorships into one powerhouse package. In a world fueled by attention, hesitation carries consequences. Fans are watching closely. Media breaks down every appearance. Brands are quietly positioning themselves to gain access. Caitlyn isn't just competing on the court anymore, she's mastering influence, timing, and revenue with precision. Her LPGA appearance wasn't a gimmick, it was a signal that she understands the business side of fame better than most. For A'ja Wilson and Angel Reese, this is a new kind of competition. Performance still matters, but it's no longer the only factor. Visibility, narrative control, and presence now define careers. While debates rage online and emotions run high, Caitlyn stays composed, letting the results speak for themselves. Step back, and it's clear this isn't just about one athlete. Caitlyn Clark represents a fundamental shift in how power is built in women's sports. Leagues, players, and brands either adapt or risk being left behind as the spotlight moves forward without them. The ripple effect is already spreading. Executives are rethinking marketing strategies. Players are reconsidering how they manage their image, and leagues are realizing that visibility comes from connection, not tradition. Caitlyn's approach is precise, not loud or forced. She shows up, delivers value, and allows the reaction to grow organically. This builds trust with fans, leverage with brands, and exposes gaps others are only now noticing. Talent opens doors, but strategy determines how far you go once inside. The conversation around women's sports is changing. Fans aren't just debating stats, they're discussing influence, reach, and long-term positioning. That's intentional. Caitlyn understands the system and moves strategically while others react in real time. This moment sets a new standard. Future stars won't just be judged by wins or awards, they'll be measured by how well they navigate attention, protect their image, and expand their platform. Caitlyn didn't invent that reality, but she's mastering it faster than anyone else. This isn't about jealousy, contracts, or leagues. It's about control. Control of attention, control of the narrative, control of the future of women's sports. Caitlin Clark didn't wait for permission or validation. She acted first, stayed quiet, and let the results force everyone else to respond. That's why the tension is so palpable. For Aja Wilson and Angel Reese, this isn't personal, but it's undeniably uncomfortable. It highlights a reality that many athletes are only beginning to confront. Talent alone no longer rules the modern sports world. Visibility matters, branding matters, timing matters. Caitlin Clark recognized that long before anyone else in the room caught on. Every league watching knows what this shift means. Every brand sees it. Every fan can feel the momentum. The spotlight isn't being stolen, it's being earned differently than ever before. The athletes who adapt will rise. Those who resist will keep asking why the attention has moved past them. And this story is far from finished. The deals, the reactions, the subtle power plays, they're all still unfolding. If you want the real story behind the headlines, the insider whispers before they hit the public, the moments leagues would rather keep hidden, stay tuned. We cover every angle, backstage drama, leaks, and the moments they won't show you. Hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video to stay ahead of the game.